Half day and welcome back to Weekend Edition. This is Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the week.
Well, I'm just happy it's the weekend. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. But it's been a very long week, and we had a lot of stories all this week. And one story that really stood out, and I was kind of really surprised about, was the story that came out about Derek Hills and the Sarah Mae Uchi and Crystal. You covered.
Yes, Derek Hills, as we know him from his campaigns, he was a former senatorial candidate and Agate vice mayoral candidate. And he didn't win any of those elections, but he did make headlines this week because he was arrested for presenting a fake prescription at Seventh-day Adventist clinic to pick up oxycodone, a Schedule II controlled substance. And he was saying he was picking it up for an individual named Sarah Mae Uchi, was also arrested with him. A number of charges, prescription fraud. And what happened was the pharmacist was the one that realized it was a fake, it was a bogus prescription, because he looked at the name on the prescription paper and he was like, this doctor no longer lives on Guam, is no longer on the registry. He saw the red flags, he called the police, and the two were arrested, and apparently Uchi made claims that she's seen Derek Hills snort oxycodone in front of her. But, you know, Derek Hills being the very, I guess, the politician inside of him, he called us up yesterday and he answered our questions, and he was very personal, and he talked about he denied all the allegations of drug use, substance abuse. He even said that Thursday morning he went to the probation office. He was cleared of any drug use, and he will continue to obey the law. Right now he's just happy to be a free man and asked the community for their support and their prayers, not in an election, but in the time ahead, because he will have to answer to the charges, as well as Sarah Mae Uchi, and they were both rearrested for similar charges, but for Express Care in Hagåtña and Mega Drugs. So that's Seventh-day Adventist Clinic, that's Mega Drugs and Express Care.
All right, thank you, Crystal. If you want to see and hear Derek Hills' interview, just go over to KUAM's Facebook page or also on YouTube. Another shocking story was the one that you covered, Isa, regarding a University of Guam professor.
Yeah, so University of Guam Associate Professor of Psychology, Michael Ellert, he was accused of making unwanted sexual advances toward not just one, but several of his students. So as soon as the university found out about the situation, they placed him on administrative leave, and an investigation ensued. So following the investigation, Ellert was served adverse action, meaning he couldn't return to his duties over the summer months. He's currently on sabbatical leave, and he will be returning to UOG in January. Sexual harassment isn't only against university policy, it's also against the law. And also, the university is taking it very seriously. So Dr. Robert Underwood is creating a sexual harassment committee to review the university's policies and even possibly strengthen them or make changes to them if needed.
Okay, thank you so much, Isa. Ken, big week in the legislature.
Yeah, after all these budget hearings during the summer, lawmakers finally approved the budget for the next fiscal year. It's about $665 million. It seems like a lot, but apparently it's less than what the governor proposed. The governor, from the substituted version, they were already kind of raising concerns. They called the bill defective, flawed, and it underfunds a lot of critical programs and agencies. The governor was saying that he's not going to veto the bill because it's veto-proof. It passed with a vote of 13-1. Senator Tony Ada was the only one who voted against it. But he said he's going to make it lapse into law instead. But in that time before it lapses into law, he's going to be sending out all these releases and letting senators know where the shortfalls are and asking them to address it since they're the ones who passed it. So $665 million for the next fiscal year.
And we're getting all those press releases too.
Yes, definitely.
One thing that happened this week that we're extremely proud of is the fact that we launched our Primetime Primer on Periscope, and that gives everybody an inside look and a sneak peek of all the stories that we're working on Monday through Friday on our Primetime newscast. So if you haven't, make sure to follow us on Periscope or on Twitter, and you will get a sneak peek of our newscast. Also, if you've got any tips, pictures you want to share with us, message us on Facebook or tag us on Facebook, or also email us at reporters@kuam.com.
Okay, more when Weekend Edition returns.